Okay, so all of my photos of trying to describe this have just been, well, not enough really, there's kind of too many steps. So I'm just going to do a quick video of how I set up my Greenguard muzzles. As you can see, I'm rolling with 3 at the moment, because all of my horses, we have really big paddocks and they all seem to be pretty obese, and rather than keep them in small yards, it's really just nicer for them to be free. So this one here is brand new, so I'll walk you through the steps of how I set this one up. So the first thing you need to do is find yourself a halter that has a nice, soft, padded noseband. So this is a good halter here because it's padded both at the pole and here over the noseband, so it's really something that's not going to rub when it's left on in the paddock. To attach it, the first thing is I cut a hole above the nylon, right? So that it holds it in the center of the nose. If you don't do that, all that happens is it will get skewed and it will either slide off to one side of the face or the other. I also buy a pack of these fleecy, like Velcro on halter jobbies, and I add that so that every single strap that's kind of in contact with the face isn't likely to rub. So I've added that also at the back here because this particular mare is a thoroughbred with really fine skin. For it to fit through this point here, I just run the scissors down and I don't know, I guess slice the stitching a little bit so it's bigger so that it fits all the way through there. I cut off a little bit at this end and add it to the front so that you don't have this inside strap here, let me turn it around, isn't going to rub the nose. This little fluffy thing at the back here is actually provided with the Greenguard muzzle. This is actually the like nose fluffy. I find it much better to put behind the chin because what can happen is they develop a little rub at the back of their lip here. So if you put it here, it's not likely to get very wet. If it does, it's like a polar fleece and foam, so it dries out really quickly. And I find it's really great for a sensitive horse so it doesn't rub the nose. Then you end up with a product that looks like this. So this isn't finished yet because when I'm done and when it's fitted, I wrap either like vet wrap or duct tape or whatever around these so they don't flap around because the horses do love to rub them against stuff. And I've got others that are zip tied, cable tied together because, yeah, I've lost some straps. So essentially that's what it looks like. So this one is very well loved. I don't know, I guess I've had it couple of years. I have no idea actually, a long time. Probably the longest I've had any of them. And as you can see, same design. I've cut through here. The fleeces are all looking pretty, rugged, but they're still doing their job. There's no rubbing. And for this one, I hadn't, for whatever reason, didn't have a nose fluffy provided with this one. So I actually went to the dollar store and got like, it's like a microfiber sponge that you would have at your kitchen sink. And I have good old cable tie, put them in place like that. Now it does get wet. This right here is already wet. I've just pulled it off a horse who just drunk from the trough. So that's damp, but I find particularly with the sponge, it dries really quickly. And you can see actually from the wear on this, let me get a good angle, that just how much they do actually press their chin against that. So you can see with a horse with fine skin, that is a point where it would rub. So yeah, definitely recommend that you make sure you put plenty of fluffy on there for them. So I personally really love these Greenguard muzzles. Aside from a few minor things of me figuring out how they best work really, if you end up losing a strap, just cable tie the thing on. Works perfectly fine. Yeah, I can't really tell you too much more except that they're really good. They don't create dental wear, okay? So that muzzle's been in use for a long time. As you can see, there's no chomping, like no teeth scraping, which is really essential. I suppose it's because they can get enough food without having to go crazy. And at a guess, I'd say it reduces their grass intake by about 2/3, so they get about 1/3 of what they would do if they were just out there guzzling everything that they can find.